pagkatama sa support, oversold, nagkaroon ng cross-up, I'll try to take profits in the very first resistance that I see. It doesn't mean na I'm not super excited right now sa Philippine markets, that I'm not trading and investing. Super exciting yung US market eh. Tech stocks there are amazing. But above and beyond tech stocks, of course, I like big branded companies there as well. There has to be a lot of volume for the ones that I'm actually trading so that I'm not the last one holding the bag should it start to drop and then no one wants to buy it back at a certain price. Those are the three that have a large chunk of my attention right now. Hey guys, in this video, I want to tackle a question that was sent by YouTube subscriber Patrick Miguel. He's asking my take on trading Philippine markets still right now, given that there's other options in the US markets which has a lot of volume and a lot of volatility, and they have a lot of technology stocks there. And as you all know, I've been focusing a lot of my attention also studying, learning cryptocurrency space, Bitcoin, Ethereum, to ADA, to now BNB, also the derivation of it, which are NFTs. So there's a lot of exciting new asset classes, and there's a lot of flow also outside the Philippine markets. But his question is it still okay to trade Philippine markets right now, or should you just invest? Of course, it's still okay to trade and invest. The only difference lang siguro is that since there's more options now and it's easier also to transact, to buy and sell stocks or cryptocurrencies, that it's so easy from the tip of your fingertips, and to open accounts, it's so easy. From what I've noticed, no, volumes actually in the Philippine markets are bigger, better, stronger than where it was a couple of years back. There's actually more retail trading and investing also right now. In my opinion, the Philippine market, in terms of attraction to local investors, there's still a lot going for it. And you've seen it also from the stocks that have a lot of volatility, from Dito to APL to Marimar to Kaysen. It's quite evident how the retail market also has progressed. What would be my style for trading? I would check where the general trend is, because the general trend will allow me to figure out what my style will be for that particular trade. If I see that the trend is down, or you see it sloping down, that it's moving into a downtrend, then the common rationale for me is to avoid that stock first, not to be in position. Lalagay ko na siya sa watch list ko. By the time this starts to reverse, I will start to position and then buy the reversal. And this is what you will see from majority of the stocks in the Philippine markets, that a lot of the stocks, especially the large cap ones, have started to consolidate, or they have been consolidating, or they have been moving sideways already. So for those who attended their Stock Smart sessions, the name of the game when you find and plot stocks that are consolidating is to check how big is the range. Is the tradable range something that you like to buy into? Is the tradable range something that sulit siya if you buy at support, sell at resistance? I like sideways markets because it gives me a sense of predictability, meaning since it's sideways, you already have a general sense of where the direction is. You already know where you're supposed to buy. You already know also where you're supposed to sell, and it gives you a general narrative, okay, that during a sideways markets, the support is very strong. During sideways markets, also the resistance is also very strong. I'm not just talking about normal consolidations. I'm talking about that this is the general trend. That support line, you might have seen that have a lot of touches already in the past, that it would have bounced already. And fast forward to where we are right now, that could have been a good context that it bounced in the past. You can start to buy it again. The resistances also, it might not have been broken repetitively over the past also, that it gives you also a good notion, a good area that pwede pala maganda magbenta dito. This could be an area for you to also sell and take profits, and that's why I like it. It's the predictability of where to buy. It's the predictability also of where to sell. And also, bantayan nyo din, a lot of those stocks already that have been moving sideways, and I've been repeating this over and over in our Stock Smart sessions, that when a stock is in a very long sideways progression, it's been consolidating for quite some time. After a breakout from that very long and very strong consolidation, the breakouts are normally bigger, longer, and stronger. The ones that are close to the resistance, of course, I would not do anything about that. I'll just exercise patience, either if they break out or if they retrace back to its current support level. In a way, also, I'll spot the ones that are in my watch list that are in the support, and then those are the stocks that I will have to pick up. By the way, there's a question also from one of our YouTube subscribers. I'll just inject this also from Meg Suzuki. She's from Japan naman. How do you filter out those stocks? I've mentioned this in other videos na I don't really go through all of the stocks. Mababaliw kayo kung babantayan nyo lahat ng stocks sa US market. Mababaliw kayo if you're gonna watch 200 plus stocks. So I just have a watch list. Yun lang yung binabantayan ko. So every time there are certain stocks in that watch list na tumatama sa support, yun yung binibili ko, and that's what I execute on. So ganun lang yung narrative and ganun lang yung pinaka technique ko. Nasa resistance, I really don't do anything, especially if it's sideways, or I wait for it to retrace back to a certain support level. Given that there has been a lot of selling over the past days, what I normally would do is I look at indicators that tell me if it's already oversold. So those help me narrow it down, to spot particular movements and to spot particular trades. Do your due diligence and research on RSI or stochastics depending on what you like. I would normally teach and talk and use RSI because I use RSI more than stochastics, but they both will work. They both can be used also for you to determine oversold markets. But anyways, that could be a narrative. Once you see markets drop, you look at which is the most oversold, then you look at which is the one that's crossing up, then banggain nyo. Chart, bounce from support. Whoever's bouncing from support, that's oversold, that's crossing up in those price and momentum indicators, those are the ones that you can filter into buy. What I normally do is, as they drop in their ranges, tapos nasa support, I normally would automatically try to sell them as much already at the resistance. I'm not waiting for the next breakout. I'm not waiting for it to push higher. My goal for that is, pagkatama sa support, oversold, nagkaroon ng cross up, I'll try to take profits in the very, very first resistance that I see. I think I mentioned this also, hindi lang yan applicable for Philippine markets. As we've seen tech stocks get sold down over the past days, a lot of those stocks also have bounced, but we're also oversold when the sell downs would happen. It doesn't mean na I'm not super excited right now sa Philippine markets, that I'm not trading and investing. Pero totoo, super exciting yung US market. Tech stocks there are amazing, but above and beyond tech stocks, of course, I like big branded companies there as well. That's where my attention is, tech stocks, which of course still has a larger allocation in my portfolio than cryptos. Then those are the three that have a large chunk of my attention right now. But in terms of ranking, in terms of position, US tech stocks, then crypto, but I've been adding more also, distributed from hot wallets to platforms, then NFTs. NFTs is still very, very small in my allocation, but it's getting a lot of attention for me. I guess the biggest difference lang between Philippine and US markets is your choices. There won't be a large amount of choice in Philippine stocks, primarily because konti lang din talaga yung pagpipilian, versus when you go outside, you have thousands of companies that you can choose from. Advantage lang ng kung konti lang yung pinagpipilian mo, mas madali mo siyang makabisado, mas madali na maghintay ka lang pag tumama siya sa certain support level, pwede mo siyang pulutin. Volume for me is very, very important. They have to be consistently strong. They have to be consistently moving. They have to be consistently getting a lot of buying and selling. Yun yung difference, by the way, for the crypto market and US markets. There's so much volume out there. So sa Philippines, medyo maingat ako that there has to be a lot of volume for the ones that I'm actually trading, so that I'm not the last one holding the bag should it start to drop and then no one wants to buy it back at a certain price. I also want to address this for a lot of investors out there naman. I first talked about trading for Philippines. I'm going to talk about investing now. By the way, before I continue to that, we're having fundamental analysis course this April. It will be a live training course. I hope by the time we're still in GCQ, because if we're in GCQ, we're gonna continue and do the classroom setting. But also on May, we have a Zoom technical analysis course. All of those details are in the description below, along with other ways on how you can invest in US markets, in Bitcoin, and everything else in between. And if you want to also know more about me, just check it out in the description below. For investing, I just want to focus on companies that will recover, meaning as they start to recover and as they start to get better, I want to position in them now, pero with the risk that should they go lower, I must be willing to wait. So these are companies that I know are very, very good, very, very stable, have a lot of cash, that I know also I have confidence that even after matapos ng pandemic na to, or kahit hindi pa tapos yung pandemic, they will have a very, very good recovery. Every time I see them become lower and cheaper and the prices are attractive to me, and then I start to position in them. Most of them are banks, most of them are conglomerates. Even in banks, I really believe that banks right now are very, very attractive. Banks right now are so undervalued. Hindi mawawala yung telco na I really like because they give me predictability. Pero yung difference lang sa telco, the telco sector has gone up a bit already, and we haven't really seen large corrections in them. Pero the ones that I think will do better even when the pandemic is over, they're still grossly undervalued. Siguro lastly, I'll end it with this also, and I've said this in several videos, that I've been still accumulating stocks that are giving me dividends. So as long as the dividend yields for me right now in March 2021 is very attractive, definitely I'm gonna go for it, as long as it's something that will give me 5-6% on the upside. That's why I've been hammering SPC to a lot of you guys as well, because even from last year, sobrang taas ng dividends niya. Even the Metro Bank one was around 7+%. So if your game is dividends, there are still a lot of companies that you can position on into March 2021 that you can, as you start to buy them, the dividends will also be very good. So those are my narratives: trading the range for stocks that are sideways, buy at support, sell at resistance, or if it breaks out, I position also in them, especially for the ones that are ranging for a very long time. Then positioning for the ones that will do well after this pandemic, then still continually buying dividend stocks. But in parallel to that, positioning in the ones that are fairly exciting, both in the cryptocurrency market and the US markets as well. So there, I hope you guys got a lot. I'm a bit under the weather today, but I just wanted to be consistent also in making videos for all of you. Hindi nga ako nakakagawa ng stocks by request now because schedules have been so crazy over the past days that hindi ko siya nagagawa ng oras. But hopefully in the next 2 weeks or 3 weeks, as things start to open up once again, I get to make more videos for all of you, and I get to do the stocks by request again. This once a day video na nagagawa ko is something still that adds value to you and helps you. And if you guys learned anything, and if this is something that's helping you, put it in the comment section below. And if you guys have any questions as well, please do let me know, and we're gonna talk more about that in the succeeding videos. So Marvin Germo, I hope you guys have a great weekend. Use this weekend to learn more. Use this weekend to build your skill. Use this weekend to grow and gain wealth, because at the end of the day, it's all about focusing, building, and growing. And that's it for now. This is Marvin Germo. I hope this video helps you trade well, trade strong, trade smart. See you all again soon, guys, and God bless you all.